Okay, the next biggest implementation issue I see is the lack of conversion tracking. So when we look at analytics accounts, this is way too common an occurrence. If you're not tracking conversions accurately, then how do you know what's working? So you can access your goals by, again, going to the admin section and in your view settings going to the goals. And in here it lists all your current conversions that you've set up. And it's absolutely crucial that you set up some form of conversion tracking. So we would categorize conversions as macro or micro. And in analytics, you actually have 4 types of goals that you can set up. One being a destination, so a destination page, event tracking, behavior-based tracking, and analytics smart goals. So what's a macro and a micro conversion? What's the difference? Well, let's think of online retail and e-commerce. The macro conversion is a sale. So you want to purchase. That's your main macro conversion. Now, a micro conversion for a retailer, for e-commerce, would be something like a newsletter sign-up, someone registering an account, leaving you a review on a product, adding an item to a basket could also be considered a micro conversion, or perhaps viewing a product video. So when we look at someone like a lead gen website or a brochure website, the macro conversion is typically a point of contact. So someone picks up the phone and gives you a call, or they fill in your contact form and send you an email. A micro conversion might be, again, a newsletter or an email sign up, downloading a PDF, a piece of content that they opted into. Again, watching a video. You may have a product video and explain a video. Or someone viewed your website for a certain period of time. You must have macro conversions set up. So track the most useful information first. That's non-optional. It's entirely up to you if you set up and how you set up micro conversions, or even if you do at all. My preference is not setting behavior-based goals, such as time on the site. I prefer to use those in segments, which we'll cover later on in this training. So I personally like to keep my conversions clean and action orientated, such as the user got in touch, they downloaded something, or they purchased your thing. The good news is that e-commerce conversion tracking is usually built into the modern day platforms. For example, Shopify, WooCommerce, Volusion and Magento, to name but a few, allow you to enable transaction data being sent to Google Analytics in just a few clicks automatically, and you can pretty much forget about it. If, however, like me, you aren't running an e-commerce business and therefore don't have the luxury of transaction values being fed back into analytics, what do? So I personally focus on lifetime value, customer lifetime value, and then take that number and divide it by your current sales conversion rate. So hypothetically, let's say your sale is worth £1,200 and the currency here doesn't matter. So it could be dollars, yen, euro, whatever it may be. So let's say your sale's worth £1,200 and you convert 20%. So 1 in 5 people when they contact you via your website. You'd therefore configure your goal value as £240. Bear in mind this figure isn't precise because lifetime value and your own conversion rate can fluctuate with time, but it will at least help you understand broadly what components of your website, your ad campaigns and supporting traffic channels drive your revenue.